Hi, and welcome to another episode of It's Not All About You, Tips on Applying to Business Goal. I'm coming to you today outside where it is sleeting, just to kind of use that as an analogy for this week's tip. It was interesting. I was just on a call with a prospective client and focused on what they were saying to me, and all of a sudden I jumped and I got distracted because I looked out the window and I saw it was snowing. And it hasn't snowed in the mid-Atlantic here so far really this season, and so the novelty of it just really caught my attention. I apologized for that, and then went back to the call. And now it's sleeting, which is why I have an umbrella up. But the reason why I wanted to use that as an analogy is because, I know what it's like to be an admissions officer and reading application after application after application. And many times you'll see something and it's like, okay, here's another applicant from wherever, or here's, a similar background, another finance person. And all of a sudden, if you see something novel, it really grabs your attention and it just brings something, new that you're going to be interesting to reading. So with that in mind, just, don't, realize that when you're applying, it's not just about you. It's also about the person who's reading your file and their day. And, if they've read 10 files before you on finance, then it's going to be a little less interesting to read another one. So what can you do about that? Well, I would definitely just, think about your backgrounds, think about what's unique. How can you stand out? What can you say that's interesting? I always, when I'm writing comments on essays, I always say, what's something cool that you've done? Something that somebody can say like, wow, that is so interesting. Think like the school, think like their blogs that they put together at the beginning of the school year, academic year, where they'll introduce the class and they'll say like, hey, we have somebody who was, an Olympian skier, and we had somebody who is in the program who, I know I'm trying to think of something, was a mountain climber or a skydiver or something like that. Think of what you can say that would make them say, wow, this is really cool, when we put together the class of, the cohort and introduce them to the world and show how interesting they are. That is something about you that just adds something new to the cohort. So that's my advice for that. And I'm going to go back inside because it's really cold out, and hope you have a good day.